Had Mayawati not done that, they could have won in the Rajya Sabha, but they now are absolutely sure they will lose tomorrow. Arun Jaitley is leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, joining me on Newshour Direct. Mr. Jaitley, do you believe that the BJP baiting the Bahujan Samaj Party in the Lok Sabha yesterday has cost you those crucial votes in the Rajya Sabha, where had you not done that, you could have embarrassed the government tomorrow?
Well, I have not the least doubt that there are some parties in Parliament, and the party that you have mentioned is indeed one of them, which are too keen for a Swayamvar with this government, and therefore are telling them that you are not a dependable opposition, you are willing to give speeches, but you are not willing to walk the talk. Itself raises questions on your credibility. That's the least we have to say. We are not interested in politically courting parties like the BSP at all, for the simple reason that even in our political constituency, it no longer helps us. The track record of the Bahujan Samaj Party has been that it will deliver speeches and it will bargain till the last minute and eventually go on and bail the government out. It's done it all through this period. And therefore, to say that we should have imposed a self-censorship on us, and even when we saw the obvious, we should not have commented on it, I don't think that's how politics really functions.
But you know, the BJP has long used the CBI argument against the government. Mr. Jaitley, you will concede that. You have always and repeatedly, again and again, when you got a chance, accused the government of misusing the CBI to settle political scores. Today, you were at the receiving end of such an allegation, with Mayawati openly accusing you, your party, the BJP, of putting her under pressure by using the CBI against her when you were in power.
Well, in that case, it is a matter which was initiated by the court. There's a lot that she had to answer, and I don't think she has still come out with flying colors on that.
But she made the charge.
And therefore, if somebody who's been really investigated by an agency under the aegis of the court chooses to blame us, that carries great credibility. On the contrary, both in the case of Samajwadi Party and the Bahujan Samaj Party, it is the Congress which has used the CBI effectively to really dangle a sword on their head and put them into a corner, either into silence or abstinence or support whenever the need so arises.
The Mayawati uses the phrase sour grapes as vis-a-vis your party. You accuse the government of using the BSP and the SP. You are an experienced parliamentarian, Mr. Jaitley. Deft management of the floor is not a crime. The Narasimha Rao government did it again and again, and with much aplomb.
Floor management is an art, it's not a crime.
Exactly.
But managing the floor through dubious means is politically very suspicious. This government in the past has used money to manage the floor. Monies have been paid to people during the nuclear deal debate. This government has used agencies like the CBI and terrorized parties into submission. And therefore, this management is not political management, but it is management through dubious means, improper means, and I would say immoral means.
No, what happens after this vote? Will you allow Parliament to function? Because yesterday Ravi Shankar Prasad almost referred to it again and again, that you will have to come back to us on critical issues. Will the government face a backlash because you are angry, because the BJP is angry, because Arun Jaitley is angry, because of what happened in the Rajya Sabha and what happened in the Lok Sabha yesterday? Will you take it out when it comes to critical laws, critical legislation coming up?
Well, I am certainly not angry, and we are not going to lose our objectivity and fairness. But at the same time, I can tell you there is never a last day in the calendar of politics. I think this government will now have to face the wrath of the people. Mr. Kapil Sibal will have to get a store opened of Walmart in Chandni Chowk and inaugurate his election campaign from that store. As it is, Praful Patel and NCP and Ajit Pawar are developing cold feet about allowing multi-brand retail through FDI to start in Maharashtra. According to me, the political cost in this, because it is going to pinch the interest of India, is huge. And therefore, the government may have manipulated a victory through numbers in Parliament, and the way they've manipulated it is absolutely clear. But when it comes to implementing, there is a huge, huge political cost which is involved.
But what did you gain eventually? Last question. What did you gain? You wanted a vote, you wanted 184, it all happened, you lost yesterday, you will lose tomorrow. What did you gain?
Well, the people of India will now be able to distinguish between chalk and cheese. That's the net advantage. They'll be able to distinguish between the real opposition and the phony opposition. They will be able to really decide that who the real opposition is and who are the retainers for this UPA government ostensibly sitting on the opposition benches.
Arun Jaitley, thank you very much for joining me.